competitive spirit team. First, go down the line, introduce yourselves, and then we'll start talking about the good
Hi.
things you've been doing.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Emma Fox.
I'm Stacy Fox.
I'm Bailey Wingard. I'm Peyton Duffy. And I'm Kira Hetrick.
And coaches, you guys have been kind of the team here at the front of the Union AC Valley competitive spirit team. First of all, how long have you been doing this, and what keeps you guys coming back year after year to do this?
I have done this for approximately 27 years. I started out just sideline coaching, continued to do it because my daughter Emma was being part of the cheer squad, and I wanted a successful program. About 13 years ago, competition cheerleading came to the area, and I fell in love with that. When Emma graduated from high school, I gave it up for 2 years. The school then asked me to come back. It was their freshman year. And so I've been doing it since. The first year I did it without an assistant coach. And then she was in college, but they said they would work around her schedule, and they allowed her to become the assistant coach. And so then she's been doing it for 3 years with me.
Yeah, and Emma, you got both ends here. You were an athlete on the competitive spirit team, and now a coach. What's that dynamic like? What was it like as a cheerleader, and what's it like now coaching these tremendous girls in this sport?
Well, that's part of the reason that I came back is because I worked so hard when I was in high school, and I felt like I was around it from the time that they started competitive cheer. Even before then, I was going to her practices for as long as I can remember. So like I have seen it like be built, and coming back, I wanted to help continue to build that and build the program. Sometimes it's hard because I just want to get out there and do it with them. And then I have to take a step back and be like, no, you just have to explain it. And then from there, they have to take it. So
how exciting is it for you to see the growth in the sport? Because when you were doing it, it probably wasn't as big or as popular as it is now. The competition has gotten bigger, better. State competitions. It really is a lot of time consuming sport.
Yeah, actually, so we will go to states, and every year you see a different trend, and we try to compete with that trend, maybe a style of dance or a style of stunt, and we come back and compete with it, and then the next year it's something else. So it's really kind of difficult, and you have to do some research to keep up with the trends, and that's a lot of times why we do summer camps and bring in some colleges and stuff to help us out because they are more knowledgeable with the trends.
Yeah, and Stacy, you've really seen the sport change, right, over those 27 years. How exciting has it been, and what's been the biggest thing that you've noticed trend-wise in the sport from when it first started, kind of getting some steam, to now where it's a very popular sport?
Well, over time, everything does change. And when you build a program, you see the ups and downs of it all. And the best thing that has happened as far as our state competition goes is dividing into 2A small, 2A large, 3A small, 3A large. Unfortunately, we compete several times in the co-ed division, and it's not broken down. So if I could wish anything could be changed, I wish that we could compete against the same size schools as we did. We ended up coming out 12th in the state this year. And when we looked at every team that beat us, their enrollment was 9 through 12, like 2,500, 1,500. And we have two schools, and we don't have those numbers. So that is one of the best things I think that has happened within the state program. And when it first started out, competition was so much simpler, and now it is elite stunts that go on to win the groups. So.
And every year the rules keep changing to make the stunts even more elite than they were allowed to be before, but that's just also because it's so much safer. I mean, there's still danger in it, but the technique that they teach has come so far. And so that's why they are allowing us to do skills that we weren't allowed to do before.
Yeah. Is that the biggest thing you want people who maybe don't know the ins and outs of competitive spirit to understand is this isn't just raw stuff. You're doing flips, you're doing pyramids. You're doing really advanced things on the mat. And that's
Absolutely.
2.5 minutes.
Absolutely. We have a pep rally every year with the elementary kids. And one thing I say, how many of you play sports? And I have them raise their hand who plays football and baseball and, so on and so forth. And I say, one thing about your sport is if there's something going wrong, you can call a timeout. I can't. We have to prepare them to take the mat and know what to do if a mistake happens within that. And the elementary kids really, I think, come to appreciate that because they see them making mistakes and they see that they have to move on to the next thing. So, it's very, people do not know what goes into competition and how long cheerleading season is. And cheerleading doesn't get the best rap all the time, but I challenge anybody to come out and give it a try because it's not as easy as what everybody thinks it is.
Yeah, people call it cheerleading, but then you have that competitive spirit part of it, which I think means more athletically than just cheerleading.
Yes.
Because cheerleading kind of has almost like negative connotation to
Yeah,
it.
it's almost like a 1970, we just
Yeah.
stand there and clap for the team.
Yeah.
However, it's not that anymore.
That
Yeah.
is part of our role, is to support the sports
Absolutely.
at our team, support the academics, just support our school community. But then when it comes down to competition season, that's when our role kind of shifts a little bit, and we do have to still continue to support our teams. We cheer a basketball game a week, but we also have to prepare ourselves for our competition or our games.
Yeah. So during competitions, it's a 2.5 minute routine. How many hours go into one 2.5 minute routine?
Well, let's just
Can you even
say
count 'em?
let's just say we start practice open gyms in July, and we just finished last week.
And we practice 5 days a week, at least 2 hours a night.
Okay. Trying to do the quick math in my head.
We through football season, we're working on the stunts on the sideline that we want to put in our routine. We work starting in October. We put that routine together and we practice from October until we just finished. And I'm telling you, it is 2 hours of hard practice every night.
And that's not even the travel back and forth that the girls have to do, depending on what school it's at.
Yeah. So you're talking hundreds of hours for 2.5 minutes that you have to be on for 2.5 minutes doing these stunts, doing these cheers, everything that goes into this competition. That's a lot of pressure, isn't it? How do you deal with that? Trying to get these girls ready for that pressure. Obviously, they're feeling a little bit of pressure today for this interview. Probably comparable to some of that, but I mean, a lot of it's mental, isn't it? You have to be mentally prepared when you step out on that mat.
And we try to prepare them for that. One of the things I say to them all the time is, let me be nervous for you. You go out, I've prepared you, we've prepared you, do what you know what to do, what you know how to do, and let's go from there. But wow them at the beginning, wow them at the end, and make everything else in between work. And I've told them that for 4 years since I've came back. I've told them that, and they all know that. And I say, what do I need you to do? And they say.
I think another part of it is we start with the basics. Every practice, they have a warm-up that they do, and it's the same warm-up every single day. And they know it, and that routine helps them, get prepared and work toward harder skills. Also, another important thing is feedback. They don't always love the feedback. Sometimes we can be a little bit tough on them. But if you don't know what you're doing wrong or what you could do better, you're never going to get better.
Well, it's like any sport. Sometimes you have to break down film, critique.
Absolutely. And you also have to, tell them when they are doing something great, so that confidence is building throughout the season.
And we do try to build their confidence.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of I kind of tell the truth to them. So does she, but I'm very blunt with them, and they know that. But we teach them how to fix what they need to fix. We never just say, you have to do this, and then expect them to do it.
Yeah, oftentimes we'll be down on the mat, like showing them how to do it so that they see it. Like sometimes, like I'll even fill into a stunt group, and she'll, say, this is the motion that you're doing, and I want it to look like this instead. So we really, preach that you have to see it, what it's supposed to look like to do it.
Okay, one more question before we take our first break and then do the prize wheel. The co-op, obviously things changed. You were at AC Valley, then Union, and you joined the co-op, like a lot of sports at those two schools. How's that transition gone? It seems to have gone just as well as just like almost every other sport between those two schools. Almost seamless.
We would not be the same team without our Union friends or without our AC Valley friends. We are truly stronger together.
And I support the co-op 1,000%. I coach 2 sports that we co-op in, and we are better together. The co-op's wonderful, and we've created wonderful friendships within that I think will last a lifetime.
All right, we're going to take our first break. This is the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet. I'm Mike Kilroy, and I'm here with the Union AC Valley Competitive Spirit team. We'll be right back. We'll do the wheel, and then we'll talk to some of the cheerleaders, competitive spirit athletes, I should say, when we come back.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
You can afford a gorgeous, custom-designed hardwood Kale's Kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
Your eyes are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK, and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
At Clarion County Community Bank, you're more than just a number. With personalized service and modern conveniences, they make banking easy. Clarion County Community Bank, where community comes first. This game is brought to you by Tionesta Builders? No, Tionesta Builders Supply. Family-owned and operated home improvement centers located in Tionesta and Shippenville.
And welcome back to the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet. We're here at the Durstein Window and Door Magic Prize Wheel, and we have Stacy Fox here getting ready to spin some great prizes on the wheel here. Give it a spin and see what you get.
All right, let's get a big one.
Well, you really spun it. You get an oven mitt.
Great. I could be you split my house.
Oven mitt, the winner of a brand new oven mitt, Stacy Fox. All right. That was the Durstein Window and Door Prize Wheel. We'll do it again after the next segment with one of the competitive spirit girls over here, and then we'll see what they can win.
Cooper Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT, our most trusted truck tire, is now better than ever and available for your truck or SUV. They're designed for the reliability and durability to find adventure beyond the pavement and are backed by a Cooper mileage warranty of up to 65,000 miles. Learn more about the reliable Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT at CooperTire.com. Count on Cooper. Or stop by Carly Tires in Clarion. Carly Tires, the area's largest selection of tires.
All right, welcome back to the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet. I'm Mike Kilroy. And I'm here with coaches Stacy Fox and Emma Fox, and we're going to talk a little bit about kind of the future of this program and the future of competitive spirit in general. You kind of touched on it a little bit what you'd like to see happen with some of the competitive spirit classifications, but is there anything else you want to see happen with the sport going forward? Because it has really climbed in popularity. I'm sure you feel like there's more room, though, for it to grow.
You know, it is popular now. However, I do see a lot of the local team. When I first started doing the competitive cheer 13 years ago, because that was the first states that we had to compete for. There were 14 teams or 16 teams that competed D9, and now our numbers are down a little bit. I would love to see those teams to come back out and participate and make the competition, make kids work a little bit harder for. Not that we don't work hard, but like. I want them to work hard and have some competition.
Yeah, I did see a little dip this year in the participation. Do you feel like that might be just a little blip? Maybe it's just a little momentary dip, or I'm sure you're hoping it's not a trend.
I'm hoping it's not a trend. I know some local schools started out and then they lost some numbers. It's about building that program, and it is hard to build a program. So I hope they continue to try, and I wish them success in that.
Again, you have a unique perspective as a athlete in competitive spirit, now a coach. What do you think about the future of the sport going forward?
I definitely agree with my mom. We have to compete against each other at districts, so we're all kind of battling for that spot. But when you get to the state level, it's not, you're not competing with them anymore. It's all about like representing your district and being a family. And we've developed some really good relationships with some teams. Redbank we're really good with, and Carson City as well, Elk County Catholic. So I would just love to continue to see District 9 being represented at that state level. And I just really want to continue to grow this sport in this area and be competitors that everyone's like, wow, they came from District 9, they're competitors. So
yeah, you already mentioned how advanced some of the stunts and some of the things are getting. I'm sure you're going to see that happen more and more. So you really have to stay on top of, like you said, the trends, what's going to happen. How do you do that? I mean, it's difficult, right? Because it's such a sport that there's a program spread out all over the state. It's really hard.
It's really difficult because of our small schools. Right now, we're in a situation where we don't have tryouts. We take everyone, and sometimes that's really difficult. And, we work hard to get everyone to the same level, but it's very, very difficult to teach someone that maybe has never done this before. Kira, she did it for junior high for a little bit, and then she cheered football for me, and I said, why don't you come try this? She said, oh, I don't know. I said, just try it. If you don't like it. And she came into it, and she ended up being very natural at it. We could teach her a stunt, and she was really amazing. And she did catch on quickly to the stunts. I want more kids like that. And I encourage everybody to come on out and try it. We're looking for some more boys this coming up here.
I was going to talk about the co-ed situation. Obviously, that's a very niche kind of competition. You only have to have one boy, right?
One boy. Mm-hmm.
Not Aiden. Your son Aiden Fox, who's a great athlete in his own right.
He did it 1 year for me, and then last year
sister has something to say about this.
He continued. He was willing to do it, but he plays other sports, and I don't want to take away from his loves.
Yeah, he does.
But then his sister.
Let's just say we're in the negotiation process.
I see.
We're negotiating terms to get maybe Aiden and some other boys on the team. So
she's in charge of that.
You're in charge of recruiting, right? Well, he does. He plays football. He plays basketball. He's on the track and field
And he-
team. You coach.
And
you
he
coach
runs
too.
inside, and he's doing
Indoor
indoors track
track.
too. So it's
He's got
a
a lot on his
lot.
plate.
Yeah.
If it's something that he decides on his own to do, that's great, and we'll support him. And if he doesn't want to do it, I might be a little bit upset, but in the end, we'll support him because he's family, and that's what you do.
Well, Aiden, if you're watching this, that's a pretty compelling argument from your sister to try to come out and do this. No pressure, though, right? No pressure, though. All right. Well, thank you, guys. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to do the wheel again. I think Bailey's going to spin the wheel for us. So this has been the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. And we're at the Durstein Window and Door wheel again, and now we have Bailey Wingard going to give her luck a chance here with the wheel. Spin that wheel and see what you win. The oven mitt's gone, so sorry, can't get an oven mitt. You get to FaceTime with Joanne Bauer. Yeah. And one more time. Oh, you got the Cousin Basil gift card. That's a really good prize. So this was the Durstein Window and Door wheel. We spun it twice, and when we come back, we will wrap things up.
Modern Living Solutions in Knox is always on the lookout for driven, positive individuals to join their team. They offer career growth opportunities and industry-leading pay. No experience is necessary as training is provided. Apply today and build a future with Modern Living Solutions. The Cooper Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT, our most trusted truck tire, is now better than ever and available for your truck or SUV. They're designed for the reliability and durability to find adventure beyond the pavement and are backed by a Cooper mileage warranty of up to 65,000 miles. Learn more about the reliable Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT at CooperTire.com. Count on Cooper. Or stop by Carly Tires in Clarion. Carly Tires, the area's largest selection of tires.
Welcome back to the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet. We're here with coaches and some of the members of the Union AC Valley Competitive Spirit team, and we're going to talk to the competitive spirit athletes here for a minute. We got Bailey, Peyton, and Kira here. Peyton, let's start with you. What made you decide that you wanted to be part of this program and compete and do all those things that go into being a competitive spirit athlete?
Well, I've always cheered my entire life, and I just fell in love with it. So, and like my dream was to be a varsity cheerleaders. I'd go to pep rallies and like see the varsity cheerleaders, and I was like, I want to be one, and that kind of is why I am one now.
Was there someone you looked up to, who you watched cheer, who you watched go through the competitions and everything that inspired you, or was it just the overall like of the sport that kept you coming?
It was overall like of the sport. I liked that they like got pretty and like wore those uniforms. I just liked everything about it.
What was the most challenging thing for you when you did join the team and had to learn the stunts and learn all that stuff? Was there a challenging moment for you, something that you really had to kind of hone in on to become where you are now?
Varsity practices were more difficult than like junior high and even like youth. So it took me a while to like get used to doing those practices.
And Kira, I want to talk to you a little bit. Same question for you. What got you first interested in doing this?
Well, in around 7th grade, I just decided that I needed a change and needed to join something that I had a passion for. And I had been watching the cheerleaders, so I joined the team and I fell in love with it. And then when I was in 10th grade, Stacy pulled me aside and asked me if I wanted to join the comp team. And I was not set on it, but she really wanted me to come, and I fell in love with it.
You said you needed a change. What kind of change was that?
Just a pace, just to keep my time busy and going to do stuff after school and make new friends.
So what was the biggest challenge for you when you first started?
I didn't do youth cheerleading or anything like that, so I think learning the stuff was a little bit harder for me at first, but the longer I did it, the easier things came to me, and I was able to catch on very quickly.
So how exciting is it being a part of this program? Great coaches, great success you've had in the co-ed, and you were in a different division last year,
Yeah.
so you've been in different divisions, but you've had success in multiple divisions. What does that mean to you, and how exciting has that been for you as an individual to be part of something that's done so well?
It's very rewarding. It feels great to be able to be part of the team and say that I have 3 D9 medals. And
yeah. And Bailey, you and Peyton actually have 4 D9 medals because you were with AC Valley the one year when you guys won. I know we talked a few weeks ago. That means a lot to you. Just how much does it mean to you to have that kind of string of success?
I definitely feel very honored to have that as like part of me. It will definitely always have a place in my heart, and Peyton is also my best friend, so it just feels really good to have it with her. So I wouldn't want it with anybody else.
Yeah, like I asked Stace too, what made you decide that you wanted to do this?
My sister, she did cheerleading with my coach Emma, and she really inspired me to want to be like her.
What's your sister's name?
She's a family friend, but her name's Taylor Cooper.
Okay, so sister in name, or is it, okay. So like I asked Peyton, so they really kind of inspired you to do it. What was the most challenging thing for you when you first started?
I would definitely say being scared of my coach, because I mean,
really?
Yes.
You're scared of Stacy Fox?
She intimidated me, but it was in a good way.
It was a good way.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. I was worried that I wasn't going to fit in, but I definitely did, and I'm really glad that I went and joined varsity.
Yeah, I know you have an interesting background. You've done a lot of different sports. I think you race quads. Is that right? So you're not shy about trying new things. Is that something you've always been eager to do, try new things? And was that one of the reasons too why you wanted to do this?
Yeah, most definitely. Yep.
And I know you've had some medical problems with your heart. Can you just talk us through that? What was the problem and how did it get fixed and all that jazz? Because I think it's really interesting. I think people would be interested to know some of the things that you've had to overcome.
Yeah, so my freshman year, I was in gym class and I had my heart rate spike up, and we couldn't figure it out the first time that I went to the hospital. And then it happened next year in gym class again, and they caught it on a monitor, and they said that I had supraventricular tachycardia, which is also known as SVT. And basically I could take medicine for it, which could calm my heart rate down, or I could get a surgery called a heart ablation, and it could remove it completely. And I tried the medicine first, and I started depending on it, and I didn't like doing that with all my sports and everything. So I decided to get the heart surgery last March, and yeah, I feel a lot better now.
So you really had to make a kind of a really tough decision then to keep with the medicine or have the surgery, which sounds scarier than it was, right? Because it was basically just a catheter that went in, and but what they did was kind of scary sounding. Tell everyone what they actually had to do to your heart. It kind of sounds scarier than what it was, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So for the surgery, they either freeze or burn a part of my heart off. For me, they froze my heart off, part of my heart. So they put me under. I was under for about 4 hours, and they just took a catheter up to my heart and froze it off, and then I woke up about an hour later.
So you have a cold heart, but I don't think you do. Not really, right? Yeah. What are your long-term goals? Do you still want to keep cheering? I'll ask all three. Do you still want to keep cheering? Do you still want to participate in the sport in some way after you graduate?
Yeah, absolutely. I plan on going to college, and it's a club sport there, so I plan on still cheering there if I have time with all my schoolwork, which I'm sure I can make time for.
And you're going to Duquesne,
Yes,
right?
I
You're going
am.
to study pharmacy.
Yes.
What got you interested in pharmacy? Was it your health problems, or did you have that in your mind before things started happening with your heart?
First, I wanted to be a travel nurse, and then I realized that I don't know if I could do all of the 8 years of schooling for it.
Mhm.
So I looked into Duquesne University and saw they had a really good pharmacy program, and I started looking into more of like what the medical field of pharmacy was, and I really enjoyed like learning about the medicine part of it. And I'm more like, I like helping people, but I'm more of a germaphobe, so I feel like helping them.
You definitely don't want to be a nurse.
No. So I
No.
feel like that would really help.
No, give medicine to people to kill the germs rather than be
Yes.
exposed to the germs. So I got you. Now, Peyton, same question for you. Obviously, this is a big part of your life. You want to keep doing it. Is that a big plan of yours to keep competing, keep cheering, keep in the sport in some way?
I'm not sure yet. Haven't decided that. I'm going to go to Penn West Clarion here for medical imaging, and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to balance the schoolwork and cheer at the same time.
If you could kind of say, what did cheer do for you? What did competitive spirit do for you to prepare yourself, not just for high school day-to-day life, but your life past high school? I'm sure it taught you a lot of lessons, right?
Cheer has really helped me balance my time, balance like how to manage my time with school, how to like make new friends. It's really helped. Like it's gonna help me later in life.
And Kira, same question. Do you want to stay involved some way once high school's over?
I'm also not sure if I will be. I'm also going to Penn West Clarion for my RN, so I don't want to get over my head and have too much and not being able to manage it all at the same time. So I really need to look into it and make a decision.
All these medical fields here, kind of crazy. But again, what did this teach you? What did competitive spirit teach you about yourself, about life in general going forward? Like a lot of lessons can be learned, right?
It really taught me that you never know what is coming your way, but you just have to keep pushing through it, and you just have to move on. And
Okay. All right. Well, that ends this segment. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. This is the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet and Mike Kilroy, and I'm here with some of the members of the Union AC Valley Competitive Spirit Team, the U-Birds. We'll be right back.
Dubrook, a division of M&B Group, is your trusted local ready-mix supplier for residential and commercial projects. Dubrook provides a full line of decorative concrete, as well as concrete supplies, along with a variety of concrete tools and accessories. Dubrook can provide services large or small for residential and commercial projects to contractors or homeowners. Dubrook is here to provide you with options and ideas to make planning your next project simple. Let Dubrook help you with the supplies you need to get the job done. Dubrook is proud to support our local communities with plants in Clarion, Du Bois, St. Mary's, Butler, Evans City, Bradford, and Meadville. Call 1-844-382-7665.
Hi, my name is Jason, and welcome to Sweet Basil. Come on in.
The Cooper Discoverer Road Plus Trail AT, our most trusted truck tire, is now better than ever and available for your truck or SUV. They're designed for the reliability and durability to find adventure beyond the pavement and are backed by a Cooper mileage warranty of up to 65,000 miles. Learn more about the reliable Discover Road Plus Trail AT at CooperTire.com. Count on Cooper. Or stop by Carly Tires in Clarion. Carly Tires, the area's largest selection of tires.
Afford a gorgeous custom-designed hardwood Kale's kitchen for a lot less than you'd pay at a DIY store. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. At Kale's, there are never middleman markups or hidden charges that can add 40%. Go to FactoryDirectKitchens.net. That's FactoryDirectKitchens.net.
Modern Living Solutions in Knox is always on the lookout for driven, positive individuals to join their team. They offer career growth opportunities and industry-leading pay. No experience is necessary as training is provided. Apply today and build a future with Modern Living Solutions.
Are the window to your soul, so take care of them. The Laurel Eye Clinic provides complete care from annual exams, glasses and contacts to cataract and retinal surgery, LASIK and more. As a trusted leader in family eye care for 50 years, you can trust them with yours. Call or visit us online today.
And welcome back to the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet. I'm Mike Kilroy. I'm here with the U-Birds, the Union AC Valley Competitive Spirit team, and we're going to talk to some of the athletes again. And we're going to just kind of some fun questions, some questions about competitive spirit. Peyton, we're going to talk about what skills do you like to do? What skills do you struggle with? What skills have you really had to work on to be where you're at as a competitive spirit athlete?
I really like stunting. I love stunting. I love doing everything that they tell us to do. But one thing I don't like jumping. I'm not good at jumping. Everyone knows it. I don't mind tumbling. I do work very hard on getting my tumbling. It doesn't come easy to me like it does with other girls. I did start late learning it, so I'm not as ahead as the other girls, but I do work as hard as I can to get it.
All right, great. When you say stunting, I think people might not understand what actually goes into stunting and what goes into the routines. Can you just walk through kind of just like the competitive spirit 101 about what stunts you do, what goes into a score, that kind of thing? You guys can divvy it up any way you want on how to explain this.
So for our partner stunt, we do libs, we do flips, we do like everything.
Yeah. So is there a lot of like gymnastics kind of elements in these stunts, like a lot of things that you might see a gymnast do?
Gymnastics is more of on the mat, like individually, but I would say the tumbling really does help whenever we do like the flips and everything to keep your body tight and everything. But yeah, I think gymnastics does play a part in it.
So obviously you guys practice so much at this. It gets to be a grind, doesn't it? How many sore nights do you have going home? How many ice packs do you have to put? How many times are you like just so exhausted at the end of a practice you're just like, oh, I just need to like go to sleep?
Almost every competition practice, icy hot really comes in handy sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We use a lot of ice at our practice.
Yes, we do.
And a lot of athletic tape.
A lot of athletic tape, yeah. Kira, just want to talk to you about that a little bit. The commitment it takes to be in this sport. Just talk about that a little bit. Just how committed you have to be. Other sports, everyone kind of knows the commitment it goes into, but this is just as much as football, basketball, track and field. There's a lot you have to do, and you have to be really committed, don't you?
Yes, the whole concept of cheerleading in the competitive, you have to be very committed. If you don't, you can get injured very quickly, and it may not just injure you, it could injure your whole stunt group, and you just have to be really careful about when you want to back out or you can't.
And if one kid is not at practice, it is a nightmare because you have to that group can't really stunt when everybody else does, and then you have to substitute people in, and their flyer's not used to how that person does things. So it is, it's very difficult when you don't have everyone there, and it's kind of heartbreaking as a coach when that happens. I mean, it happens, people get sick and things happen, but you know, I have to say for the most part, this year, our girls were on top of it. David was on top of it, and they didn't.
Because you have a base, you have flyers, you have positions, just like in any other sport.
You have two bases, a flyer, and a back spot.
And we have girls who do more than one thing. Like I know Peyton, she's based and backed. Kira, we threw her to be a base last year when she's normally a back spot. So they have to know what everybody is doing. Bailey, as a flyer, has to know where her base's hands are going to be, and you know, maybe where to put herself so that she's safe. But our girls and David are very, very committed. They not only cheer, but we have people who work. We have people who play other sports. They fight through sicknesses. They're really, really great with communication, saying, hey, I might be 5 minutes late, but I'm on my way. You know, they go the extra mile to make sure that they're committed to this sport.
And I have to say this year was probably one of the best years we've had with the commitment.
Yeah. And I'm sure through this experience, you guys become very close. You almost have to, right? Because you spend so much time together, you're doing these stunts, you're relying on each other to do these stunts. Just how close do you guys get? I know you said Bailey and Peyton are best friends. I'm sure you've made a lot of friends because you're a Union student and these are AC Valley students, so you're coming together for practice for the first time. You're not in school together, but I'm sure you've made tons of friends through this.
Yes, some of my best friendships are people from AC Valley. Like, they're two of my closest friends.
And we don't see any difference between a Union student or athlete and an AC Valley athlete. They're our kids. They're our team.
And Bailey, as a flyer, that's a pretty intense position, so to speak. How do you mentally prepare for that? Because you're the one getting thrown around, you know, putting your body really on the line for this.
I would really say that my bases probably are my biggest supporters.
Literally and figuratively, right?
Yeah. They put up with me, and I say I want to do this. They put it together, and we do it. It is very challenging to adapt. Like my coach said, that if we are missing somebody, it's very hard to have somebody else fill in for a stunt that we're practicing for a competition. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely really challenging.
Yeah. Have any of you really gotten hurt, or is it just bumps and bruises and things of that nature? Oh, I think Peyton's gotten hurt.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I was holding Bailey and my arm popped, and I popped it back in, and then like a lipoma formed on my back, and I had to get it surgically removed.
Wow. Yeah. Any answer that starts with "I don't know what happened" it never ends well.
Well, she continued. She continued the whole season and didn't have the surgery until last March, right?
Yeah.
Well, you both were in hospitals in March from this. How about you have a story?
Oh yes. My other base from a previous year, I also made her get shoulder surgery.
So you're too bad on shoulders.
Yeah.
In general.
She like stuck the whole competition out too.
She actually didn't get the surgery till a year later, I think.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, no one can question your guys' toughness.
No, they can't.
That's for sure. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight on the Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet. It was a fun conversation, and best of luck to you guys in the future and endeavors, whatever you do in the medical field. You guys are all going to be nurses and pharmacists and helping people through their medical issues. And thank you, coaches, for coming on and kind of explaining the competitive spirit to us. And best of luck to you guys in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
This is Main Street Sports Show, sponsored by Redbank Chevrolet. And thanks for joining us tonight.